Welcome to our few moments together on the Parsha. This Shabbos we have the privilege of reading two Parshios, Parshas Matos and Masei. At the end of Masei, we're going to, of course, say the words Chazak, Chazak, V'nis Chazek. We should be strong and we should continually strengthen ourselves. At the beginning of Parshas Matos, we have the section of making vows. And the pasuk says, Ish ki yidar neder la'Hashem, if a person makes a vow to Hashem, lo yachel devaro, he should not make chol his words. Rashi on that pasuk where it says lo yachel devaro says lo yaseh devarov chulin. He should not make his words profane. He shouldn't make them plainly profane. The Sfas Emes makes mention of the fact that we can deduce from the words of Rashi, when it says, Lo yachel dvaro, you shouldn't make your words profane, that in essence, your words are kodesh. Your words are holy. And therefore, you should not make them profane. It's almost a conscious act in which a person would take his words and instead of leaving them in the realm of holiness, actually profanes those words. We could ask, what is the connection between the end of last week's Parsha, in which Parshas Pinchas ends off by talking about the Karbanos, and this week's Sedra, which talks about the making of vows and Lo Yachel Devaro. So the Sfas Emes once again explains that the Karbanos used to be one of the ways in which we were able to get very close to Hashem in a very physical and real fashion. Today, because we don't have the Beis HaMikdash, today we have tefillah, we have prayer, we have davening. And Lo Yachel Devaro means because we have davening today, we don't have the Karbanos. Lo Yachel Devaro. Don't make those prayers, don't make those tefillos profane, but keep them in the realm of the holiness that they originally contain, the original ideology of those words that you possess. Your words of prayer are in fact very holy. And therefore, we have to be very careful about what we say in prayer, how we daven. How do we daven? Do we really understand all our words? Are we conducting ourselves when we are at tefillah in the most acceptably holy fashion possible? Very often I think that it's possible that if people would study a little bit more about the meaning of the words of the prayer, of the tefillah, and not just rattle them off by rote, but think a little bit about them, we would probably have more kavanah in the davening. And if we don't really know what all the words mean in tefillah, we shouldn't give up. All we have to do is take a siddur with Hebrew and English, and each week, I have a suggestion, each week, study one paragraph for that week. Study just one paragraph. And that week, you'll master that paragraph in Shemona Esrei, and then go on each subsequent week. Why? Within a year, you'll be praying with, as they say, fire, because you'll have a much more deep understanding of the tefillah. The Sfas Emes is giving us an insight, especially during this 3-week period of mourning over the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash. We no longer have the Karbanos, but we do have tefillah. And one of the ways in which the Jewish people are able to elevate their future is through the careful enunciation, the careful saying, and the meaning, understanding the meaning of the tefillos, so that when we daven, we know what we're saying and know to whom we're praying, and the holiness that is inherent in all our words. So the Sfas Emes says that the connection between last week's Karbanos. In this week's Lo Yachel Devaro, and don't make the words profane, imply that we need to take a closer look at our tefillas during this 3-week period of mourning, and hope and pray that we'll see salvation for Klal Yisrael, and that we'll ultimately experience the place where we'll truly be able to offer our prayers in the holiest place on earth, in the Beis HaMikdash, B'mheira V'yameinu. Have a wonderful Shabbos.